Hello, gang. It's the first day of spring, and here in Richmond, Virginia, it feels like it. It's like around 60, which is great because it was so cold last week. Blech. So, I want to have a little couch chat with you about another form of creative financing. Last week, we talked about purchasing a home sub two. This week, I want to talk about purchasing a home with owner financing. Basically, what that means is that the owner acts like the bank. And for absolutely no good reason, I'm feeling lazy, so I'm just laid back on the couch. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to get up and kick it into drive here. We can talk about owner financing. What you need to know about owner financing basically is what is it, how does it work, who does it work for, and how are you going to make money in the end. So just to reiterate, owner financing is where the owner of a property holds the note so that you can buy it without any other form of finance. This is really awesome because it allows you to maximize your purchase potential. You do not have to have a lot of money and you do not have to qualify your credit. Now, why in the world would somebody want to do that, right? Well, a lot of reasons. Some people really like the idea of a residual income.
Hi, I've had my house as a rental, and I really like getting my monthly payment, but I don't like bad tenants.
Guess what? That's a perfect candidate right there. Like she said, she likes getting her monthly payments, but she doesn't like dealing with tenants. Okay, great. A lot of times, too, you find a person that's just more focused on the bottom number than anything else. They want to know what is the sales price and they want to make out ahead on that.
What do you mean you think my house is only worth 100,000? I want 120,000, period. I can't believe what you're saying here. This is ridiculous.
Now, I could show that person all day long comps that show their house is worth $100,000, but they have it in their head somehow that it's worth 120. I have a few choices. One, I can argue with them. Two, I can walk away. Or three, I can give them what they want.
I was left this house by my grandmother, and it's horrible. It's in such bad shape. I don't have the money to fix it up to sell it.
So there you go. Now there's another scenario where a person might find owner financing to be beneficial when they don't have the money to sell their house conventionally. In each of these scenarios, you as the investor are offering a solution that they wouldn't ordinarily have if they were just talking to an agent or just a standard buyer off the street. Let's look at our first potential client. She likes having an income each month, but she doesn't like dealing with tenants. And tenants can be difficult if you don't know what you're doing. With owner financing, she won't have to worry about bad tenants, trash in the house, missing payments, all of that. That won't be her problem. That'll be your problem. All she'll have to do is sit back and collect a check. Each month, the check comes in, you're paying directly, she's working with an investor. This is their line of work. This is your line.
I am personally offended that you only want to give me $100,000 for this beautiful house.
I'm sorry that you're offended. The comps just show that this house is worth $100,000. There's really nothing I can do about that. But doesn't this sound like a better solution? You want 120,000? Fine, I'll give you 120,000. I'm going to have to break that up over the next 10 years though. And finally, our potential client who is left a big piece of crap. This happens a lot because people age and don't have the means to keep their houses up. This house has potential for equity, but it doesn't have equity yet because of its current condition. This is perfect for a flip, and it's also perfect for not using your own money. Your exit strategy is going to be dependent upon the situation of your seller. So for your first seller, for example, she likes the monthly income.
I look forward to having a little extra spending money coming in each month. That's important to me.
This person would probably be willing to agree to a very long-term purchase where you're making payments each month over a long period of time. So this allows you several options. You can either hold it as a rental yourself, you can use it as a lease purchase where you're going to get 5 to 10% down, or you can sell it. When you're selling a long-term owner FI, what what you're going to need to do is find a long-term buyer, somebody who's going to make those payments for a very long time. There are tons of reasons that a person may or may not qualify for a mortgage. And what you're looking for is a person who doesn't qualify or doesn't want to qualify right now.
I was denied for a mortgage because I'm a stuffed animal. I might be able to get a mortgage, but honestly, I'm afraid. I'm a scaredy cat. I haven't even applied.
I'm self-employed and I love the tax breaks that come from being self-employed. However, the bank doesn't love that I don't show my income. You can offer these people two options. One would be a lease purchase, or the other one is an owner finance. There's a little bit of difference between the two, but the main thing is title. With a lease purchase, you're going to get a down payment between 5 and 10%. It's non-refundable, and they're going to have a term that's typically between 2 and 5 years. They will have the rights and responsibilities of the owner, but not actually be the owner. Owner finance works a little bit differently. In owner finance, they'll give you 10 to 20% down, and they will take title. They will be the owner. The term is typically longer as well. So instead of the 2 to 5 year term you get with lease purchase, you're looking at a 5 to 10 year term with an owner finance. And finally, we have the option for a quick in and out. That would be the individual who didn't have the money to fix up their house and put it on the market. With that property, we're going to ask them if they'll hold the note until we're done with the flip and sell it. Usually it shouldn't take more than 6 to 12 months. The way that you market for owner financing is pretty much the same way that you market for your lease purchases and sub-twos. All of your creative financing is pretty much going to be the same. Since I mentioned it last week, I don't want to keep going over the same thing again and again. So basically it's signs, letters, phone calls, emails, social media, done. So now you are armed with yet another way in your arsenal of how you can own property without your own money and without your own credit. In all fairness, though, I must tell you that you will have to pay for your closing cost. Closing is not free, and for this type of purchase, it usually runs around $1,500 to $3,000. You're going to be paying about $750 in regular fees, but on top of that, because you don't have escrow taxes and insurance, you'll have to pay that too. If you're a real estate junkie like me and you want to continue to learn how to make money in real estate without using your own cash, you need to follow me on thatflippinggirl.com. I'm available on Facebook at That Flipping Girl as well as Cornerstone Real Estate, so you can follow me in one or both of those. I'm very happy to answer questions. So happy investing, my real estate junkies. I look forward to hearing back from you, and please feel free to like and share as much as you want.